up to?
Me? Nothing much. I don't have a lot to do today. I plan on working on my board game.
Board game.
Yeah, making a board game. It is a game where you play as a mega corporation,
Huh.
and you have to field armies into, let's say, less fortunate countries.
Hmm.
And set up like bases to get resources, and then you sell those. You flip the resources for money,
Cool.
and it's a game about like jockeying for position. It originally started out as like a bad Risk knockoff, but after playing with it a bit, it's turned more into like a strategic jockeying game.
Hmm.
So I have to do a lot of work on it. I have the core mechanics worked out. But, yeah, that's gonna be my project for the day.
Cool.
What you have?
Well, I'm probably gonna do some Skyrim. I really want to do some Skyrim because I love Skyrim.
Do you have any mods?
I do have some mods, but it's not little stuff. Followers get horses. I've got like some Lord of the Rings weapon mods. I don't even know what else I have for mods, but just a couple stuff. I did have a hypothermia mod, which was pretty cool. But they actually canceled that mod, which was really sad because it was really popular.
Or they cancel it?
It just up and disappeared on the workshop one day. It was really weird. Yeah. Give it another 10 more minutes. So far, so good. We're doing streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, and nothing's blown up yet. So, we'll see.
So, do you do the one with the horses? The followers get horses, that way they can fast travel with you, or what?
Well, they can still fast travel, but just so that they can move quicker, rather because usually what... Oh, wow. Hold on. I got breakfast. Because usually what it does is you just have a horse, and then whoever's following you,
Just runs after you.
yeah, it just runs after you. It's really annoying. So that's why they developed it. But uh, 852. All right, so Elder Stein has to get a car loan. Oberon Beck is sleeping in. So I think we're gonna go live. Well, we are already live. I think we're gonna go ahead. And see if Fractal's in the house. There is another live viewer. See, 2 people are viewing. Now one of them's me. So there's another person. Feel free to type in the chat because I can't see you on the viewer list. It's probably going to be actually a short thing, depending on how it goes. But I'll give it another 7 minutes. Why not? Yep.
That's so him. Mr. Cushing have to say?
He's getting his car loan.
Okay. So he's physically displaced.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's just doing it out of laziness.
Yo, how about all this snow we've been getting?
I have no clue.
Fortunately, there wasn't too much snow today. Some of the snow piles are taller than me. That isn't like too hard to do, but I mean, still, it's like some of the snow drifts and just
Yeah.
piles. It's like
Yeah.
crazy.
Yep. Definitely. Definitely crazy. It's, I mean, for me, it's like waist deep. It's nuts. I'm like, seriously? This is just nuisance snow. It's not even fun snow. It's just nuisance snow.
It's like when you're a little kid, no one expects you to like shovel. So snow is fun.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get older, like just gets in the way.
Yep. Yep.
If you have one of those like bosses who like lives in the company itself, expects everyone to be there anyways, it's like
Seriously? Yeah. Well, you heard about that huge accident on 76, right?
yeah, the Jackman. It's like one of the main arteries of the region like just cut off, and it's like, what are you gonna do?
Exactly. There's nothing you can do.
Stay home. It's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, really. All right, I'm texting Luthien to see if Luthien wants to join us.
Isn't she at Katsucon? No, wait, who? Oh, I haven't met him, have I?
No, you haven't.
Okay.
See if he's up to join us. Last online 3 hours ago. Oh.
6 a.m.
Yep. So he's probably sleeping. Probably stayed up all night and then playing games, and then he's probably conked out now.
Let's see.
Alright, let's see. Where is a good picture of a lazy person? There we go. was going to pause it right as the music was ending. It was perfect, but then it's already started.
Oh no.
Oh, it is 9 o'clock on Saturday, February 15th, 2014. Welcome to the Fourth Age AMA Ask Me Anything. I am your host, Rabbit's Ghost, and with us we only have one cast member. One dedicated cast member, Mr. Fosco. Mr. Anton, how are you doing today?
Doing very well.
Awesome. Alright, so we have some images up on the stream. Aobjorn is a very lazy rabbit, a very lazy dwarf, and he doesn't want to join us. So he gets the lazy rabbit picture. And then Elder, he gets the cool picture, cool rabbit picture, because he's off doing something legitimate. He's got to go. He's got some other duties he has to perform. And Miss Yoshiko75, aka Arian Forge Dawn, is actually down at. Let me get the name of this right.
It's Katsukan.
Katsukan. Thank you. That's what it is. Katsukan.
I have a couple of friends for doing various different things at Katsukan.
So she's down there doing. I think she's doing Team Rocket this year or something. I don't know if that's what she normally does. I think that's what she normally does, but she's doing Team Rocket. So that'll be fun. So she's having fun with that. We will be having a interview with her later on during next week when she gets back, so we can talk about her trip. It's her first time going down, so it'll be interesting to get her thoughts on the event and all that. But yeah. So AMA, I haven't gotten any questions so far. But if you do have questions, feel free to type it in the chat or type it in Twitter at RabbitsGhost, and we'll definitely answer your question. So without further ado, let's talk to Mr. Fosco. Mr. Fosco, how are you doing?
Doing well.
Good.
I would say I could be doing better if there wasn't all this snow everywhere. Or if sending out job applications didn't feel like throwing paper airplanes into the Grand Canyon. I mean, you know how that goes.
Yep.
I mean, it's like you send it off into the nether and it dissipates into
Just
nothing.
disappears. Yep.
Disappears.
Alrighty.
I'm thinking maybe what I should do is like wear a full business suit and just like go into companies with like my resume and say, "Can I talk to the HR department?"
I like it. That's the new way to get a job.
Differentiate yourself.
Yep.
How about you? How are you doing?
I've been doing well. Been playing a lot of Payday 2. I've been doing that a lot, and with that, I think on the stream what I'm going to be doing is, I was thinking about making a show out of it, but I was like, no, it's not going to work. But there are some funny highlights, so I'm probably going to start streaming it on Twitch and then just save it as a local recording. I'm not going to upload to YouTube or anything, but yesterday was pretty amazing. We were on, a group and I were on probably the hardest level you could get.
Yeah.
The hardest mission. And I think it was Overkill's like the max difficulty. And then very hard is the level that we were at, yeah. But, I was a ghost, so I had my suit on, little silence pistol thing and a compact rifle. And we're going in, we make it out, the alarm's going off, we're fighting everybody. So you have to pick the right engine and put it in the helicopter. So we did that, we got the right engine the first time, everything was good to go. And then
is this the one where you had to like throw the money bags into the helicopter?
No, this is a different one. This is it's like a 2-day one. It's like one of the most toughest. It only has it as a pro job.
Okay.
But I get there, all 3 of my teammates are down. Because I'm in a suit, I've been taking hits like crazy. So I have no ammo. It basically ends up this way. My 3 teammates are down. There's a bulldozer, a taser, and then all the tons of people running around. I'm hiding behind a bush. I've got no health. I literally have like if they can one shot me at this point. And then I have no ammo. And I grabbed 3 grenades from the suitcase. And I'm waiting for the helicopter. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So the helicopter comes. They're surrounding the helicopter. Chuck 3 grenades. And I'm like, screw it. I just bolt straight through. They hit me partially. So it has like a shield thing. So it goes all the way down. And one more shot, I would have gone down. And I make it.
Yeah.
It was pretty epic. We were like, you've got to be kidding me. And then we went to another level, and it was like one of the easier levels, and we died like 5 rounds over. It was really stupid. But yeah, it's been pretty epic. But so.
Would you recommend Payday 2?
I would. I mean, it's a little bit of a grind. Right now, I'm at level 100, which is the max level, and then they have an infamy level.
Yeah.
So right now, I'm trying to get enough offshore money to get to infamy. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I definitely recommend it. It's a really good game. The community is really, really good, really friendly.
Okay.
So that's what I think makes the game a lot is the community. But yeah.
Because I found like a lot of games just have like really terrible communities.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like I really like the Call of Duty games, but I don't like being told off by 12-year-olds. It's like, you're not old enough to play this game. Your parents are bad parents for allowing you to play this game. Same thing with GTA Online. Although, the thing with that game is that, like, we had all these things promised to us by Rockstar, and it's like, watch as we deliver practically none of these things. And it's like, okay. Everyone gave you $1 billion to make this game, and then you're not gonna.
It's great when a company listens to their customers, right? But let's see here. Let's talk D&D. One of the questions I had for you was, what other characters have you played? Because out of the entire cast members, you are probably the one that has the most experience.
What other characters have I played?
Yeah.
I usually go rogues.
Okay.
But I find the characters I cast are the characters I make. I always want them to be like the sneaky cool secondary character, but then like since everyone loves to be like the main character themselves, I feel like my character often gets pushed to the side. So
Gotcha.
when I made this character, I'm like, no, this guy's not going to be like you know, like the court assassin or whatever. He's going to be a main character who happens to be a rogue, not a rogue who happens to be a character.
Gotcha.
One time I played a warrior, and that guy was a lot of fun. This was for the D&D Next playtest, and one of the packages you could get was Knight, and it gave you like a little thing that said like, you know, your nobility. So my background for this guy was that he was like the local count, and
nice.
And he rode a wyvern into battle, but it was and the reason why the DM allowed this was because it was a mission. This was an awful mission, but it was a pre-made mission that was just no fun to play for him, for all of us. But he said that since it's going to be in a cave and I couldn't bring the wyvern with us, I could have it since it was negligible. So
that's a wyvern, by the way, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, so I was like this super tanky guy in like mithril armor because our GM was like, do whatever you want. So I was like in heavy armor. I had like dual katanas and like a javelin, and that was just a lot of fun because I was just like, I'm a tank. Screw you all, I'm a tank.
Nice.
And I would just like rush at things and like hack at things with like dual katanas, and like whenever there was loot, I would just take it all and say, "Don't worry, common folk, we'll divide it later, fairly." So I would just like take everything and be like, like noble privilege,
Mm-hmm.
yoink.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just so many shenanigans. That was the Mud Sorcerer's playtest packet. It was no fun because it was just like the game itself punished you for playing in a way. It was just like it was just trolling the entire time. Like you'd like there, for example, there was this thing where there's like this intricate like a glass wall and there's murky water behind it,
Mm-hmm.
and then there was like this intricate drain thing with a stopper,
Oh
and it
wow.
was like, oh, this is clearly a puzzle. We'll undo the stopper and then we'll break the wall. And there's gonna be some treasure behind there. So we did it, and we did all this stuff, and then Max, our DM, like reads
Mm-hmm.
it and starts laughing. It's like, you all take like 1d6 damage from
Oh
the
my
water,
word.
and there's nothing there. And we're like, what? They purposely wrote this to see, like, to just punish people for, like, going out of their way to, like, try this. And that was, like, one thing. You know,
Wow.
just, like, one thing after another after another. And then at the end, like, after, like, waking several mummies from the dead, and they're
Mm-hmm.
all, like, horrifically, like, overpowered and, like, stomping us, we get to the end, and the final mud sorcerer evidently was dead the entire time because
Oh
the
my
second
word.
hand messed up the resurrection spell to get back at the mud sorcerer. So all
Nice.
that way, and the final boss was totally deflating because they were just dead,
Wow.
and it was just awful. But it was kind of funny in the same way because it was just so bad.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, if you
It's
want,
like you try to go out of your way and then they punish you for going out of your way rather than
yeah,
rewarding you.
it's like if you want to like figure out how not to make a campaign, read that one and make it nothing at all like it, and it will probably be an okay campaign.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Definitely will look into it. If you are just joining us live, we are doing a Ask Me Anything session, so feel free to type in the chat if you are in the chat, or go on at Rabbits Ghosts and tweet me. I'm trying to think what other. So you did have that. So you mainly play rogues for
Yeah,
the sneakiness. Gotcha.
I like
Gotcha.
agility characters because they do all the cool stuff. Like,
Mm.
sure, you get cool combat tricks, but like you get like lots. Like I like skills characters.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. I think if I was playing, I would definitely be doing a rogue. It's just every game I play, if there's a ghost function, Payday 2 is another example. There's a ghost function. That's my style. So
yeah. Well, I
cool.
played one interesting character. I played. It wasn't Dungeons and Dragons, but it was Star Wars Saga. It
Okay.
was space mechanic. My character
Oh, gotcha. Yep.
my character was the engineer, but like this is such a combat focused system that
Mm-hmm.
was like within like the first 5 levels I had already like exhausted all the mechanic traits. So I was
Nice.
like, oh, I'll take a level in noble and like just take a language perk. But by the end, my character spoke something like 20
Oh
languages.
my word.
But it didn't matter because everyone just speaks basic anyways.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So I was just like, I just made it a game. How many languages can my character speak?
So they needed a translator. They're like,
Yeah.
yoo-hoo. We need you
Pretty
to translate
much.
this.
Yeah, it was like my character spoke pretty much every language imaginable, but it was like, yeah,
Nice.
any character who spoke any of those languages spoke basic anyway, so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it didn't matter. That
Very
was a
cool.
sad campaign because no one wanted to actually roleplay. Actually, people complained to me if I started roleplaying because they just
Really?
people just wanted to shoot at stormtroopers. It was a board game for them, a combat simulation board game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So at one point late in the campaign, I decided to blow up my character to see if anyone would notice. Like there was this really convoluted situation, and looking back, it didn't really make a lot of sense. But what happened was I strapped a lot of dead packs to my character, and random like bum rushed this dude, this like big bad guy dude,
Yep.
and just kablooied my character, and it didn't even kill the bad guy character, which I was like, this makes no sense. I'm a fine mist, and the other guy who I'm bear hugging is like only took half damage. Like, this is no. Like, sometimes a system gets a little broke when you get to higher levels. And
Yep.
I
Yep.
think
Yep.
that's one of them.
Yep.
So then I wanted to see if anyone would like ever mention that, like one of the characters who'd been there since the beginning wasn't there anymore, and like one person like half mentioned, "Hey man, you blew up your character," but then no, never ever mentioned again. It was like they never existed. So I made a new character, a Jedi,
Okay.
and then I would be like, guys, like, we can't shoot our prisoners. This is not an honorable thing. We gave them our word, and they're like, Anton, stop role playing. He's just in the way. And I'm like, look, you guys are all like, half of you are Jedi anyways, and you're just like, it was sad. It felt more like World of Warcraft in space than like an actual like storytelling adventure. And Max was so sad because he would give us like,
I bet.
yeah, he had like all these like little side things that people would just completely ignore, like, oh look, a mysterious base entrance. Don't you guys want to explore? And they're like, no, we got something to do. We gotta deliver these shield generators because that's our quest. It's like at every turn where Max wanted to do something, we just bent on over, pulled our pants down, and did our business on it. And I was just so sad. Max and I were very sad.
Oh, I bet.
So I that's why I like this so much. It's like character interaction, development. What is this? This is new.
Yep. Definitely. Speaking of that, we will be next Saturday. We will be doing D&D 4th Age for episode 6, I believe it is. But we will be doing episode 6, and I think we are going to be doing levels. Since we've missed like 2 weeks, I was thinking about, I'm like, you know what, we should I think I should bump it up at least one level, if not 2. So just to make it more interesting, because I don't know how long the campaign's going to go. I mean, I'm hoping it goes into the summer, actually. But I just don't know, with possibility of me moving and all, what we're going to be doing with that, if you guys will still be wanting to push forward. But we'll just take it little by little. But I do think we will be dealing with levels. Also want to deal with proficiencies. Let's talk with proficiencies about that a little bit. From what I gathered, let me just bring the book here real quick. When you're dealing with proficiencies, I think you can assign it to either a class or a particular weapon. Does that make sense?
I'm not really familiar with the intricacies of second edition, but yeah, I mean, a good resource I would actually recommend is Reddit/r/D&D or role playing. There's a couple of role playing subreddits, and like you could, it's not uncommon to see people like, hey, could you clarify this rule for me?
Yeah.
They're really friendly because there's nothing to be gained by being rude.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think you have like two proficiency slots. I'm not going to do non-proficiencies. I'll just do regular proficiencies for like combat. So we'll have you guys pick that next time we go around, because I think that will make. Because your guys' last encounter with the Red Ravens, I think, was a little over the top in a bit. So we'll see. I think the proficiencies will definitely, once you guys get out into the wild, you guys will be able to. Those proficiencies will definitely help in dealing with harder bad guys and stuff like that. So, if you had to say the most difficult bad guy you had to face within your one of your characters, who would that be?
Well, that's hard to say because, like in Saga,
Mm-hmm.
as your character becomes more powerful, like you become exponentially more powerful than everything else.
Gotcha.
So it's really hard to scale bad guys up with you.
Mm-hmm.
So like by the time you like start getting higher levels, it just becomes a joke. It really does. Like bad guys like come at you and you're like, whatever, one shot, one shot, one shot.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
even bosses are like, okay, everyone just shoot at him at once and he'll, die.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would say the hardest thing I've ever like fought was well, in Saga there were like some situations where like it needs some major strategery.
Mm-hmm.
Like we'd be just find ourselves out in the open, and like guys with like heavy blaster positions would be like shooting at us, so we had to like maneuver around cover. But the singular bad guy that was most challenging would probably be in that Mud Sorcerer's tomb.
Yep. Yep.
Like there was this like witch thing that we brought back from the dead and like started like. Actually, no. The hardest thing I ever fought were psychosis-inducing fish.
Psychosis-inducing fish.
Yeah, in this Mud Sorcerer's tomb, like there was this like pool that was filled with coins and fish, and if you looked at the fish, it made you go insane, and you had to like beat like a willpower check. Except the guy who looked at the fish had really low willpower, so you had to fight one of our own dudes who's like randomly rolling for attacks, and he's like flailing around because he looked at the special fish. Like I said, this was an awful campaign. Like, oh, you want to look at the pretty fish? Guess what? You're insane now. Try to beat a willpower roll.
It's like, don't look at the lights.
Yeah, don't look at the lights, man. I would say the hardest thing. I'd say the hardest thing though, in role playing isn't the enemies you face, but sometimes the people you play with.
That
really,
is very
like,
true. That is very
true. If you get
true.
like rules lawyers where it's like, well, you're doing this, but blah blah blah. But it's sometimes it's the attitude of like not doing teammanship and like I used to do improv back in high school, and rule number one is if someone says to jump, you ask how high.
Exactly.
Because saying no, I don't feel it's in my character to jump right now, you just killed the momentum.
Exactly.
So like, I am going to refrain from saying anything negative about our group, other than maybe well, then again, it is completely in character for the dwarves to be stubborn.
Yeah.
Because it's like I'm like it feels torn because on one hand, like saying no to like when a fellow role player says like let's do that, it's kind of like something you want to shy away from because on one hand you're like I don't want to be pushed around, but on the other hand you can say yourself, hey, let's do this, and everyone else would say, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be undwarf-like.
Right. So you want it to fit the character. Yeah. It's a very eclectic group. I mean, we've got two dwarves who are cousins. One's more along the bad side. One's more along the love nature side. Then you got an elf who's a rogue, who killed one of the party members.
Why? I don't even know.
Oh, wait, you weren't there for that. That's right. The way we ended Luthien was they were on the riverbank near. All right, so for those of you who are watching on the stream here, Fosco is the newest member of the party, and the party met him in Ed Helland, which is along the coast of the Bay of Bephalis. And the town before Ed Helen that the party arrived was Woodhaven. A little past Woodhaven was a ferry that one of the people in Woodhaven operated. And on that ferry crossing, late during the night, the two dwarves and a human ranger were going through looking for, they're going through the quests looking for a magical axe. Well, they decided to camp out because Elder actually got hit in the head from a goblin attack. So he was trying to rest up, and they heard some screeching over along the other side of the river. And then late in the night, Luthien woke up, the ranger, woke up to a knife at his throat and blood red eyes staring down at him. And that is when we introduced Aryan Forgedon, who is a half-elf, I believe. I think she's a half-elf, yeah. Who's a half-elf rogue, and she basically cut his throat open.
Why?
Yeah. What?
Why?
She cut his throat open because, let me remember what she was saying, what she said, because we had talked about beforehand. She actually knew him from a different land when her and him both came over from that land, and he had owed her. I think he owed her a debt or something. It was either he owed her a debt or there was some tension between families. I forget what the logic was. I can't think right now. But
it all came to a head right there.
It all came to a head. Actually, no, he betrayed her. That's what it was. Yeah, he betrayed her.
Not in a fury like a woman scorned.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. So she took revenge, and then of course Elder kicked him into the river, which was really funny because Luthien actually healed Elder from getting hit in the head. Which was actually, yeah, Luthien healed him, helped heal him, and carry him. So it was kind of funny because Elder didn't know. He just kicks his body into the river. That was pretty. It was actually pretty humorous. But yeah. So that's how Aryan was introduced, and Luthien was retired. Would be the term.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what? Kim's character came in the session before I came in.
I think 2 sessions.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, no. Yeah, 2 sessions in before she came in. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so she, we were trying to get her introduced earlier into the campaign because it was originally going to be the 4 of them starting out. But they weren't able to, she wasn't able to get on for that time schedule.
Okay.
But yeah. So that's how she got introduced, and then we have you hanging around. So we've got 2 dwarves, a half elf, and a hobbit.
It sounds like a Tolkien makeup.
Yeah.
At least none of the party members are like exceedingly rare creatures, because one of the things that like bugs me, I know it shouldn't bug me, but like when people like put their character builds and it's like, I'm a half Draenor, Dragonborn, yada yada yada, sword flayer, blade mage, and I'm like, those things don't exist. Like, humans exist, and like, yeah, I mean, maybe if you had like a big bad boss or like a specialist, but like, these kind of like characters aren't just like walking around. This is like, I know you can build it with the rules, but that doesn't mean it's sensical for it to exist.
I like the one character one guy had. He was the last brown elf.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Last brown elf.
They had some fun with that too. There were a lot of back and forth. It was pretty funny, definitely. By the way, that's Roleplay Eben, by the way, on MEJP's channel. For those of you who are wondering, definitely check his stream out. He MEJP was really the one who inspired me to do the whole D&D thing. Because, I mean, I've heard about it, but never really had gotten into it. So I was like, what is this all about? And then I saw them playing it, and I was like, this looks so cool. Just from, like, the story, the storylines that you come up with and the character character creation and the interaction. I think probably the hardest thing for me is developing NPCs that are unique, and try and develop. I mean, I try to role play it out, but it's kind of difficult trying to, switch, really quickly from like the noble to the king to the guard to all that. So it's definitely an interesting learning curve for me.
Yeah.
On top of not only DMing but also doing the production as well. So having to think like 3 things at once, but it's fun. I enjoy it. So
For me, like the most difficult thing is actually being extroverted because, like, as a writer, I'm really like comfortable with like just being completely honest with the page because I don't need to like awkwardly speak. I can just like write what I want to write.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like for me, like saying this stuff verbally, I like get self-conscious. But like this has been a real good group, so I feel comfortable with you guys. But like a lot of times, like if it was like multiple characters, it'd be like, oh man, like I can't do this as smoothly like I could write it out.
Yeah.
And some people are the opposite, like an actor who feels that they can verbalize things, but yeah, like for me, I'm a writer. I'm not really so much an actor, so so like this is kind of like an exercise in doing something that I'm not totally uncomfortable in, but I like to do anyways.
Yeah. 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 It's good. I mean, it really. It's something where if you are introverted, it really helps you to have a little bit more extrovert tendencies, as Elder likes to put it. But yeah, so
because you can act with a bit of foolish gusto, and it's like it's just a game. Like it's not real life.
Yeah, it's just a game. You can just make it what it is.
Yeah.
So.
Oh. Speaking of games, I got this in the mail, and I also have all the dice needed. 1 minute.
Yeah. See what he's getting. What's he getting? What's he getting?
This is Fiasco. It's a role-playing game.
Fiasco.
Fiasco. Will Wheaton on his YouTube channel Tabletop has a 2-parter where he plays a fiasco scenario that he wrote. And it's really excellent. It's a DM or game masterless role playing game where everyone takes a character, and then you get different, like for each scenario you have different things like relationships and items and locations. And then you establish how everyone knows each other. Yeah. And then the whole thing works like a Coen Brothers movie where you have all this build up and then something happens. And that's called the tilt.
Yeah.
And that's like someone dies or something explodes or something goes really bad, and then you play the rest of the game dealing with whatever like just went totally
dealing
bonkers.
with the aftermath of it.
Yeah. Exactly. And then it all leads up to like a grand finale, and then like you throughout the entire game people are like giving you either like black or white dice, and those are either like good things or bad things, and then at the end you roll your dice and look up your result, and then either something really good or bad happens, and then the last round is everyone describing what happens to their character. So it kind of has the feel of like a Tarantino movie, or like a Coen Brothers movie, where like it's very character focused, and I think you can play up to 6 people, like 3 to 6.
3 to 6.
So
okay.
If you'd want to, at some point in the future, we should all get together and maybe do like a live stream of like us all playing this game, because I think if we were all in person, that would be best, because like then we could really bounce off each other in terms of like interaction.
And I was just reading some of the tech. It's a DM-less game.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
Right,
That'd
right.
be interesting to see. So I would definitely be up to doing that. We could even, I don't know if we could find another person to even try to do it as in a parallel with
Yeah.
this stream. See if we could do something like that. I'd definitely be into that.
Yeah.
Fiasco.
Fiasco. It looks to be a lot of fun. Like, and the fact that it uses like charts for like what's called the tilt table.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like you can't predict what's gonna be the big upset.
What's gonna be the big upset? Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
So I'd like to play that. I came to possess a lot of Amazon gift cards for Christmas, and then signed up for the Amazon credit card and got even more Amazon money. So I got this and a bunch of dice, among other things.
You know, I should get an Amazon credit card. That's a good idea. I never.
Yeah, $50 of free Amazon money.
I like it. Do you get more as you like charge on it?
You do get like reward points, but
Yeah, is it not much?
I don't know. It's like a credit card reward points. It's like, you know, you get a penny for every dollar you spend. It's like, oh, okay. I don't really spend that much money anyways. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, I got I don't know if here we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
the game calls for.
Yep. We losing him? Uh-oh. Yep, we lost him. Let's see if we can bring him back on. Internet connection problem. That's not good. We'll be right back in a minute, folks. Let's see here. Oh, looks like we are having internet issues, so we will be back in about 5 minutes once I can get everything rolling. Sorry for the delay, and we'll see you guys later in about 5. Whoop, hold on, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
There. You there?
Sorry about that. My internet just went all bluey.
Okay, I thought that was, I didn't know if that was on my end or your end.
No, it's on my end. If there's ever a connection issue with me, it's on my end.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Alrighty, well.
So where was I? I was talking about dice.
Yep.
The way that every turn works is that two people, like kind of pair off,
Mm-hmm.
and have it like a little scene between their characters, and then they can either choose to set up or resolve the scene. If they choose, there's advantages and disadvantages to both, but if you like choose to set up the scene, you say how it starts. Like you get to say like circumstances that your characters go into the scene, but then everyone else gets to decide how it ends, and they do that by assigning. By everyone else gets to assign it, whether someone gets a red or a black or white dice, a good dice or a bad dice.
Gotcha.
Or you can resolve a scene where the other players tell you how the scene is set up, and then you go from there, and then you get to choose what type of dice comes out of that interaction.
Ah.
So it's interesting, kind of like the dynamics of how it's set up. And yeah, I definitely would want to play it. And there's different play sets, so like you could do something in space, you could do something set in like the 1970s.
Cool.
You could do really anything. Just need to get a playtest packet.
Yeah, definitely. Where are we? So, alright, I think we are stable. I did get all that, by the way, but
Okay.
should all be stable. So, very cool. Very cool. Well, trying to think. Those of you who are live, we are taking questions either on Twitter at RapidsGhost or let's double check, make sure just checking Twitter real quick. Or you can type in the chat if you have any questions. And it doesn't necessarily have to be D&D related. It could be anything related, random questions, whatever. We're going to do a crazy photo of me just because I can't get my webcam on. Because XSplit is being lovely. But, alrighty. What else? What?
Said I'm still here.
You're still here. Fosco's still here. He's always here.
John's always here.
But yeah,
Even when you don't realize it, that's the thing about us rogues. Even when you don't realize it, we're here.
Exactly. Alrighty, well, it is 9:40. I do not have any more questions. Fosco, do you have any?
Oh, I wanted to do one clarification from our last role-playing session.
Okay.
Evidently, I looked this up, and in England, lawyers, there's a thing about lawyers, and our lawyers are different than their lawyers.
Yeah.
What we have as lawyers are actually called barristers.
Yep.
And a lawyer is someone who just does paperwork, notoriety. And this is especially true in ancient, or not ancient, but like medieval Europe. So, if I lose Fosco, I think my next character will be a barrister.
A barrister.
Yeah, and then he'll probably be of some minor nobility.
Yeah. Very nice. A barrister going out into the wild. I like it.
Dude, he's gonna be like, you know how like, do you know that there's a position called a space lawyer? I guess he does law in space.
Oh, that's funny.
He's gonna be a forest lawyer, forest barrister.
Nice.
Maybe his name will be like, no, it won't be Harvey Bergman, attorney at law. Yeah, maybe I'll make like a barrister who gets too bored of his office life and then decides to go out
and go on an adventure.
Yeah, it's always time to go on an adventure.
Exactly. So, but let's see here. We'll definitely get Elder Stein, Eobjorn, and Ariam back on for next Saturday. Look to, for some reason, look to the sky on the third day. It came to my mind. Check it out on YouTube and keep up to date on Twitch. For next week, we'll be having an interview with Arian. Scheduling wise, really D&D is the only thing that actually has a set designated time. I think after this, I am going to be doing some Skyrim, just because I love Skyrim. And hopefully I'll be able to have more time. I was planning on streaming Skyrim more yesterday and the day before, but just too busy with everything. I'll be streaming more Payday 2. Well, actually, I'll be starting streaming Payday 2 on Twitch and just leave that up. And I'll probably upload some highlights on YouTube if there are any highlights during that time. But other than that, there's not a whole lot going on. Scheduling-wise, I am going to try to, push out more content. If you have been up to date on the YouTube stuff, I basically did a mass upload of VODs, so we are up to date on the Skyrim VODs. I think the only thing that is left to get uploaded from Twitch is the last D&D episode of the Fourth Age. So that's going to get broken up into several sections because we have the pre-show, and we have the actual show, and then the behind the screens. So that'll be split up in 3 parts for you guys to check out and enjoy at your own convenience. Going to be doing more tutorial instructional videos. This is my first time streaming on YouTube, so I'm going to take this video, see how it did, and compare it to Twitch, and give you guys a little bit of analysis on Twitch streaming versus YouTube streaming. So yeah, and I am streaming at the same time, so I have no idea if this is pushing out really well or not. So we'll see how it goes. But that's what's up. I am Rabbit's Ghost. We got Mr. Fosco, and I think that's going to be it for the day. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you have any questions that you want me to answer or somebody else from the party to answer, let me know, and we'll definitely answer those when we do a behind the screens look for next Saturday after the episode, and we'll answer your questions. Alrighty, bye. Peace out.
See you, bros.
And that was no.